You open your laptop like you're about to finally become the person you keep promising yourself you'll be. The screen wakes. The cursor blinks. Your to-do list is sitting there with its clean little checkboxes, and instead of motivation you feel a flare of pressure, hot, immediate, almost physical. A minute later the lid is down again, your hand already reaching for your phone, because staring at the beginning feels more dangerous than wasting time. What looks like laziness from the outside is often a different loop entirely. You want more, you expect a lot from yourself, and the fear of falling short makes starting feel like exposure. So you keep moving in safer directions, tiny tasks, tiny wins, tiny distractions, while the thing that matters stays untouched. This is the psychology of being ambitious and stuck, lived in ordinary moments, the endless list, the half-starts, the tomorrow, and the quiet guilt that waits for you at night. Morning is when the ambition feels clean. You wake up and for a few minutes you can imagine it all, your project finished, your life sharper, your potential finally turned into something real. You make coffee, you open a notes app, you write 3 bold goals like you're carving them into stone. Your calendar looks full of empty space, and empty space looks like opportunity. Then the list grows. One task breaks into 5. 5 become 15. You add research, because it sounds responsible. You add plan outline, because it sounds like progress. Your screen fills with tabs, tutorials, inspiration, examples, other people who somehow did what you can't start. The more you look, the more you see what you don't know yet. The clock becomes louder. A small digital time in the corner of your screen starts feeling like a judge. You tell yourself you just need the right approach, the right structure, the right mood. So you prepare. Preparation can feel like movement. It can look like discipline. You clean your desk. You rename folders. You reorganize files with a seriousness that almost convinces you. You answer messages you don't care about because they're doable. You send the email you've been avoiding because it has clear edges and a clear ending. You fix something small in your life because it gives you a sense of control that the big thing refuses to give. And then you return to the real work and feel the same internal wall. It isn't that you don't have energy. You have energy, it's just trapped behind a feeling of threat. The moment you think about beginning, your mind rushes ahead to the outcome. Not the normal outcome, the best one, the worst one, the embarrassing one where you try and it's mediocre and everyone can see it. Your imagination is ambitious, which means your standards are ambitious, which means the first imperfect draft feels like a betrayal of what you want this to become. So you stall. The stall has a familiar shape, you open, you stare, you close. You scroll, for a second. You go get water. You check something real quick. You come back and the day has shifted forward without your consent. It's never one big decision. It's 100 tiny exits. By midday you're busy, which is the most convincing disguise. Busy feels like you're trying. Your brain likes busy. Busy means you're not failing, you're just occupied. You do the small errands. You reply to people. You clean the kitchen. You wash a cup and line it up neatly, as if order on the counter might translate into order in your mind. The water runs, the sponge squeaks, the plate clinks softly, and for a moment you feel calm because the task has a clear end. But the big task has no clear end. That's the problem. It's open-ended. It asks for judgment. It asks for taste, courage, identity. It asks you to begin before you can see the whole road. And if you've built a self-image around being capable, being smart, being meant for more, then beginning is risky. Beginning forces your potential to take a shape. And a shape can be criticized. There's a belief that keeps the loop alive: if you wait until you're ready, you'll avoid the pain. But readiness doesn't arrive like a gift. When fear is involved, readiness becomes a mirage. The more you wait, the heavier the first step feels, because now it isn't just a first step, it's proof that you've wasted time. The task grows teeth. The list becomes a threat. Your own ambition turns into a weapon you point at yourself. You can feel it in your body in small ways. Your chest tightens when you think about opening the file. Your jaw sets when you picture someone asking how it's going. You keep your goals private, not because they're secret, but because speaking them out loud would make them real, and real means accountable. So you carry the wanting alone, and that loneliness adds pressure too. If this loop has a name in your life, leave it in the comments. Sometimes naming it is the first moment it stops feeling like a personal flaw. Afternoon arrives and you try again. You sit down, you open the laptop, you place your hands on the keyboard like you're about to do something holy. You type a title. Delete. Type a different title. Delete. You read the first sentence and hate it. You imagine someone reading it and you cringe. You stand up. You pace. You check the fridge even though you're not hungry. Your mind is searching for relief from the discomfort of being a beginner. Because that's what this is, underneath everything, beginner pain. Ambition hates beginner pain. Ambition wants you to leap directly to mastery. It wants the finished thing without the awkward middle. But the awkward middle is where you have to be seen by yourself. And if your inner critic is sharp, if it doesn't just judge the work, but judges you, then the safest move is not to produce anything that can be judged at all. So you choose the one pain you know you can survive: guilt. Guilt is familiar. It hurts, but it's predictable. It lets you keep the fantasy intact: I could do this if I really tried. Tomorrow I'll try. Tomorrow I'll be the version of me who doesn't hesitate. Tomorrow I'll make it all make sense. Night comes, and the guilt gets louder because the day goes quiet. You lie in bed and your brain replays what you avoided. The empty file. The untouched application. The project tab you kept open like an altar. The "I'll start" that never turned into a start. You scroll, not even enjoying it, just delaying the moment you have to face your own thoughts without noise. The room is still, and in the stillness you feel how badly you want the life you keep postponing. This is where people get it wrong about you. They think you're comfortable. They think you don't want it enough. But you want it so much you've turned it into something terrifying. You've attached your worth to the outcome. You've made the work a referendum on your future. And when the stakes feel that high, your mind protects you the only way it knows how, by avoiding the moment where reality can answer back. The discreet turn is not a new discipline or a louder pep talk. It's a quieter reframe. The first step is not the performance. It's contact. Not proof. Not a masterpiece. Contact. Sometimes, when you open the laptop and feel that pressure spike, you don't have to win the moment. You can stay with it one breath longer than usual, long enough for the urge to flee to soften. Something small appears on the screen, one line, imperfect and real. And in the quiet, you hear it, the soft click of a key.